Hello, everyone. Tina Hogan Grant here. I'm doing my tea time hour that I like to do once a month. I like to just hang out with my wonderful readers, chit chat, see what's going on in your lives, and let you know what's going on in my life. So it is what day is it? It's Friday. It is Friday, December the 29th. We only have, two more days left of the year. So I am just coming in, hanging out with everybody and seeing what's going on. Again, Tina Hogan Grant, and I'm the author of 15 books. I wrote 3 this year. So that's been a good year for me. And I see Virgie is here. Hey, Virgie, how are you doing, my dear? Good to see you. And Karen is here. Hey, Karen. Hey, Karen, I got your Christmas card. Thank you so much for that. I received it, I think it was yesterday. So thank you so much for the Christmas card. That was a nice surprise. And Barbara is here. Hello, Barbara. Good to see you. I love doing this once a month, coming in and just hanging out with everybody and seeing what's going on in your lives and let you know what's going on in my life. So I am totally disorganized today. So bear with me. It's been just one of those days where I'm trying to get stuff done, and in the midst of getting stuff done, I'm creating more of a mess. And it's basically just kind of wrapping up the year of 2023, getting my new schedules in order, my new I don't know, drafts, you want to call them, Excel papers, getting those in order. And it's taken, of course, a lot longer than I anticipated. So the day is just zooming by, and I looked up about half an hour ago and went, oh my God, I have to go on live in half an hour. I honestly thought it was like 1 o'clock and I had an extra hour to get prepared and figure out what I wanted to talk about on this chat. But no, it was 2:30 when I finally saw that I needed to go on 30 minutes. So this is totally disorganized chat because I have no idea what are they going to be talking about. We'll find out as we chat. And Kathy is here. I'll publish some names. So Kathy is here. And Barbara. I said hello to Barbara. Karen is here. Virgie is here. Hey, Karen. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. I love hanging out with you. So today is December the 29th, and it is my son's birthday. I posted in the group, I believe. I can't believe he is 37 years old. But yes, he's 37 today. So happy birthday to my son. And in 2 days, it's my birthday. New Year's Eve. What a day to be born, right? But I don't have crazy birthday parties like I did in my younger days. So I kind of have a mellow birthday. I like to stay home with family, cook a dinner. Sometimes we go out for dinner. It all depends what we feel like doing. And of course, the weather being up here in the mountains. But our weather this year has been really, really mild. This time last year, we were covered in snow. I think I was snowed in for like 4 or 5 days. We had 2 to 3 feet of snow, if not more. We have not seen a flake, not a flake this year. And today it's blue skies, it's sunny, it's gorgeous. It's probably about 55, maybe 60 degrees. I think we're supposed to have rain on Saturday, but nothing like last year. So this has been one of the warmest winters that I can think of, and driest, to be honest. But we'll see what's in store. Winter's just started, so we shall see. I want to see who else is here. Darlene is here. Hey, Darlene, how are you? And Virgie's asking, do we have any birthday plans? I honestly do not know. I usually find out the day of my birthday, or I'll make the plans. It all depends on what we feel like doing. It is on a Sunday, so it's a weekend. So that'll be nice. It won't be on a weekday, but we usually go out for dinner, or, Gordon might cook dinner at home, or, we all depend. Sons might come up. We shall see what's in store. And I am going to be turning the big 6-0. I'm going to be 60 years old. Good Lord. I don't feel it, though. So that's a plus. I think it's just a number. And, it's just a number. I still feel the same. I don't feel 60 years old. So that is what's going on. But I'm looking back on 2023. I mean, I don't know about you, but this year has just whizzed by. And it seems like every year they just go by quicker and quicker the older we get. I'm not sure if it's something to do with age or what, but, back in the day, it was like, January through December just seemed like forever. But now it's just like wow, I can't believe it's 2024 in a couple of days. And I'm looking back at 2023. And overall, you know, when it comes to my goals and what I wanted to achieve and how the year went for me, I'm good. I am pleased with my books. I am thrilled that I managed to get 3 books out this year. First Fall, which is a prequel. It is a short book, but it's still a book. I'm counting that as a book. And then Ways and Memories came out, which I wrote with Gordon. It was our first book that we wrote together, and I know it's not going to be the last. And we had so much fun writing that one. And then what's it called? Dream Big came out, the final book in the Sabella series. That came out in October of this year. And someone asked me just the other day, you know, out of the 3 books that you published this year, which has been your favorite? And that's like picking your favorite child. I can't pick a favorite. I enjoyed writing every single one of them. Each of them brought me some great emotions and memories. But Dream Big, I really, really enjoyed writing that book. I really did, for a number of reasons. Number one, because it wrapped up the Sabella series, and it finalized the Sabella series. It's an 8-book series, and it finally came to an end with Dream Big. And the fact that I put me and Gordon into that book, and I actually met the characters that I had created and put myself in this fictitious world, was just a great, great experience. I've never, ever done that before, and I might do it again. I don't know, but it was just so much fun to write because it was so different. Because I had to, you know, think about how I was feeling meeting these characters that I had created and the dialogue that I would use meeting these characters. So for me, it was a fantastic experience, and that book does stick out because of how it was written and how it incorporated 2 worlds, and it also wrapped up a series. So if I have to say any of the books, it would be Dream Big. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Karen saying, yes, I agree. It seems the year has gone by so fast. It really has. I like what Cassie says. Such an awesome brain you have. Sometimes I wonder about my brain. I need to turn it off sometimes. I find now even I'm waking up in the middle of the night. My sleep's getting interrupted. And it hasn't really happened in my previous books. But in this book, the one I'm writing now, that I still don't have a title with, it's waking me up. Because I'm actually, when I first started writing this book, and I don't have the title I am using, I'm going to tell you this, the title I'm using in my computer says new book, but what I'm doing when I'm talking about is I'm calling it Who Are You? It's not going to be the title of the book, but it's the one that keeps sticking in my head is Who Are You? And that's what I've been calling it, the book, when I've been talking about it. But this is the first time a book is waking me up or disrupting my sleep. When I first started writing this book, I didn't know much about it. I didn't know much about the characters, of course. I'm getting to know these characters. You know, I don't plot my books. And I have no idea what's going to unfold as I'm writing them. But now I just can't wait to get back to my computer because I am so anxious to write the next chapter or the next paragraph, because it's just coming along and flowing really, really nice. And this just started, I want to say, the day after Christmas when I got back into writing. Prior to Christmas, I was still unsure on what was going on in this book, you know, how these characters related, other than being an ex-wife and husband and the 2 kids. But now I wrote yesterday, I think 3,000 words. This morning I wrote 2,500 words. And I wanted to continue writing this morning. And I did for another half hour. But I had needed to do other stuff. But I'm at the point in this book where it's like, okay, I like this. I like what's going on. I like what's happening. I want to keep writing. So I'm at the point now in this book. I think my goal was to reach 100 pages by the end of the year, and I am actually at page 91. So I have 9 pages, and I know I will reach that in by the end of the year. So I'm excited about that. I have some more people joining me. Janet, she's here. Hey, Janet, how are you? And then we have someone in my group. I don't see your name, but thank you for joining me. It's good to see you. But as far as the book goes, what can I tell you about it that I haven't already told you without giving too much away? You already know that it's taken place in 3 states, Alaska, Connecticut, and New York. The book has not traveled to Alaska yet, but I do know it's going to take place in Alaska because I know where the book is going. But Connecticut and New York play a big part in this game, in this book. And what I can tell you is that Patricia has pretty much been living a lie since she was 18. She's been holding these secrets, even from her ex-husband, Bryce. And through an accident that recently happened in the last previous chapters, Bryce is beginning to realize that he never knew his wife when they were together or prior to their marriage. And through the accident and through discoveries that he is finding about Patricia, he now realized that he never knew the woman that he had married or that has his children, his daughters. So it is pretty much a book of, I want to say self-discovery or being true to yourself and realizing that eventually the past you're trying to hide is going to catch up with you. And that is what's going on in this book. The past that Patricia's been hiding since she was 18 years old is now catching up with her. And that's all I'm going to say. But I'm intrigued. I am wanting to know more about Patricia's past. And there's a reason why at the beginning of the book that she comes across as a very cynical, angry, just cold woman. And there's a reason why she acts the way she does. And the reason why she doesn't show her emotions, and it's pretty much like cardboard. And throughout the book, you're going to see her, I want to say change. But I'm intrigued, and I hope, when the book comes out, you will enjoy it. I still do not know if this is going to be a standalone or a series. That I don't know yet, and I won't know until the end of the book. But I am enjoying this book. I'm enjoying how it's unfolding, and I just can't wait to bring it to you. I have set myself a goal to try and get this book published by late spring. We're now into December, so I'm looking at 4 months. I might be pushing it a little bit. It might be more the middle of the year, but again, we'll see what happens. I'm on a roll right now writing. I'm excited to write every day, so we'll see how the writing goes. And the way it's looking, and how much I know more needs to be written, I think it's going to be anywhere from 250 to 300 pages, the length of the book, maybe a little bit more. So we'll see. So there we go. So that's what I've been working on. Janet says intrigue storyline, and this is true. Virgie Lane says the past has a way of catching up with you. It does, and this is what this book focuses on what it has been hiding and how it's revealed. And the other question too in the book is, does she accept it? Does she now change her way of life? Does she continue to ignore her past? This is also something that's going to have to unfold in the book. And then there's also her daughters. But I'm not giving you away too much, but that is what is going on with the book. And we shall see what happens. And thank you, Virgie. Book sounds awesome. I'll be happy when I have a title for this book and not keep saying the new book. And the other thing I'm looking forward to, which is way down the line because I just enjoy him so much, is designing the cover with my cover designer. But that is many, many months away. But I'm already thinking about the cover and what to have on the cover. But I'm excited about that too. So that is what I'm working on. And the other things about 2023 that I look on, and this is the question for you guys too. I think I might have put it in the group too, but when you look at 2023, what are some of your most memorable moments, days, events? What comes to mind? For me, that stands out is Sturgis. I went on a 9-day road trip with Gordon. Something that we've been wanting to do for a long, long time is go to Sturgis. It was the first time for both of us. But we also visited many states too for the first time. That was just fantastic. So, and I brought you along. I posted pictures of our trip and everything of that. So for me, that is something that will stick out in my mind when I reflect back on 2023. Is the road trip to Sturgis. And yes, you want to go back. Whether or not we'll make it next year, I don't know, because we keep talking about Alaska. Alaska has been on a bucket list for over a decade, if not 2 decades. And there's a place I really want to visit. And of course, Dutch Harbor. You all know I'm a big fan of Deadliest Catch, and I really would love to see Dutch Harbor, which is where it takes place. So we're tossing between going back to Sturgis or actually going to Alaska next year. So that is one of our maybes for 2024. But how about you? What is something on your mind or an event that sticks out for 2023 that, 5 years down the road, you'll say, remember in 2023 we did this or we did that? Well, when I talk about 2023, it's going to be, that's the year we went to Sturgis. Sonia says, great job on your daily writing. Thank you, Sonia. I am actually enjoying this. When I first begin a book, I get frustrated because it takes me a while to get into the flow of the story or what's going on, because I don't know what's going on until the characters tell me. How weird that may sound, but I like, when I first started this book, it might be a couple of paragraphs and then it went silent. So, okay, I don't know what's going on, so I'm done. And it was frustrating for me because even though I wanted to write more, I had to wait for those characters. And that's just what works for me. So if I just got a couple of paragraphs out of them at the beginning, that's all I got. But now I'm getting a lot where, they'll keep talking, but I know I have more stuff to do. And even though I hate to say, guys, I'll be back tomorrow, keep it. That's what I have to do. But it is really flowing right now, and I'm really excited. Darlene says, your secrets always find a way. They do. They really do. I am so sorry, Virgie, about the rough time for your family. I hope 2024 is better for you. And how is your grandson doing? The last I talked to you, you told me he was doing much better. So I think about him often. I hope he is on the road to recovery. But my thoughts are with you and prayers with your family. And I hope 24 is much better for you. Barbara says, winning the Ways of Memories title contest is being mentioned in the book. Oh, yes. That's right. Ways and Memories did win an award. Thank you for the reminder, Barbara. It won an award this week for recommended read, silver medal. And Barbara actually suggested the title for this book back in earlier this year. Before the book was published, me and Gordon were stuck for a title. And we put a poll up in the group, gave a little background to the book. Barbara's suggestion was Ways and Memories. We loved it. I put it up for votes with a few other titles, and your title won. And it's a perfect title. And because of your suggestion, you did get the signed copy. So thank you, Barbara, for that. And who knows, with this new book. See, here I go again. New book. I might have an issue with the title. If I give a background earlier in the year, I might ask the group again for suggestions for titles. So that's an idea too. Kathy says she loves Deadliest Catch. I cried. That was sad. That was really sad. I have watched this season from day one, and I watch it over and over again, and I never, ever get tired of it. I have 6 books. I have Jonathan's books. I'm a huge fan, and it's because I commercial fish, so I can relate. And I love Sig's daughter, Mandy. She's going to go places in the fishing industry. She's brilliant. She's also a mom and now captain of 6 boat. So yeah, I'm a huge fan. So of course I want to go see Dutch Harbor. I feel like I know these guys and I followed them from day one. I'm a huge, huge fan. And Elaine is here. Hello, Elaine. Good to see you. Happy New Year. And thank you for the congratulations. I want to put this up with Virgie. We have a diagnosis now. And through hard work on shots and medication every week with therapy, he can now take 10 steps without a walker. He's made it. I am so happy to hear that. That is such good news. And every time I see a picture of your grandson, he's smiling. It tells me he has a good attitude. And he's a strong boy. Give him a big hug from me. What other memories are we looking at from here? I thought I saw some others up here. Let me know what your memories are from 2023. Another one that comes to mind for me is going to Catalina Island to study for Dream Big. That was a good excuse. And it was also a tax write-off because I used it in the book. But we love Catalina Island, and I never get tired of the place. So writing a book that took place in Catalina was a lot of fun. And we went prior to writing the book just to refresh my memory on some spots in the book, and also right after I wrote the book, we went back to Catalina Island and just hung out, because after writing the book, it's like, Gordon, I want to go to Catalina Island. And I used the expenses as a tax write-off because it was book research. So I like that. So I keep saying to Gordon, I got to write books of where we visit. So it's like, I should write a book from Sturgis, right? Because we went to Sturgis and it was not a cheap vacation. So maybe I should write a book that involves Sturgis. Oh, Kathy says we settled in our new home and finally old one is under contract. Congratulations. How exciting for you. I've seen pictures of you doing some remodeling. How exciting. You're starting a new chapter in your life, and I know it's going to be a good one. So congratulations on your move, and your house is beautiful. So congratulations on that. This person says, come to Florida. I wish I could travel more. You know, I'm looking at 2024 on things I want to do. And of course, I want to travel more. I'd love to meet more readers out of California. And it's something I discussed with Gordon about, you know, doing a road trip of some sort to indie bookstores, smaller bookstores, looking at other festivals in other states. And it's something that, you know, not off my radar, something that's been in the back of my mind for a couple of years. But I have to find a way, you know, to plan some kind of road trip where I can go meet towns of where all of you wonderful people are, and look at festivals in your towns and little bookstores. So it's something that's on the radar, to go travel out of California. I try to do as much public events in California. And what I'm excited about, I think I talked about this in my last chat, is the LA Book Festival. I'm going to be doing that this year, and that's something I'm really looking forward to. It's April the 18th, and I wish every one of you were in LA just for that day so I could meet you. But it's the biggest book festival on the West Coast, with I think over 350 exhibitors, including me. I am one of them. And that is going to be an exciting time. I'm really excited about that. I've got to stock up on inventory for my books and get some more totes written. And the list is endless on what I need to stock up for the event. But I'm really looking forward to it. It's something I've been wanting to do for a couple of years, and I'm finally doing it. I booked my booth and everything's finalized, so I'm excited. And I would love to do more of these big exhibits, like there's one in Vegas, there's one in San Diego, but they're not cheap. To get a booth at these places is not cheap. I got to sell a lot of books on that day. So wish me luck. To cover my costs, I need to sell a lot of books. But it's also about exposure. It's also about getting myself out there, meeting readers, meeting other venues that do help authors. You know, it's not just about selling books. It's also about exposure, meeting other people. So that's something I'm looking forward to in 2024. And of course, I want to get this book that I'm writing now published, hopefully by the end of late spring or mid-year, and then start another book soon after. I would like to publish 2 books next year, if it's possible. I say I did 3 last year, but First Fall was a short prequel. It didn't take me long to write that at all, but I'm going to shoot a goal to write 2 books next year, but I can't promise, but that is what I would like to do. So that is my other goal that I would like to do. Elaine says, I hope you guys write the book on the hound dogs. That has been in the back of my mind. There's a few books that me and Gordon talk about that we could write about together. One is another book 2 on waves and memories. Another one is about the adventures of building this house. This house was something. I'll never, ever build a house again. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I love this house to bits. It's full of memories, and every nail, hammer, nail, screw, board, I know, you know. But there was some times where it was trying. It was emotional. It was hard work. But there's also some funny adventures, too. So I thought about writing a book about building this house. And then, of course, Elena mentioned the adventures of our dogs. And it wouldn't just be Ellie and Tess. It would be Harley who's now passed, and also Miss Britty that you have met in Ways and Memories. So that's another book that we constantly talk about that we should write together. And I wish I could clone myself and get all of this stuff done by next week. That would be a lot of fun. Sonia's asking, are you willing or able to do book signings? Local authors here in M hold book get-togethers at bookstores. I am willing, as long as I get booking from the bookstores. It would involve me contacting the bookstores and introducing myself, or if they have an event that they do locally, for me to sign up and get the dates and all that. But readers that are watching me right now, if you know of any events coming in your area in the next year, 2024, let me know, and I would definitely do the research. If I can plan a road trip where I can hit a few states, it just might happen. But of course, I need 3 to 4 months advance notice, because that's what these events ask for in order to book the event. If you try and book an event 2 or 3 weeks before the actual date, they're usually booked up. So keep in mind, if you know of some book festivals or even just craft festivals. I love going to craft festivals with my books because I created the book, so it's a craft. Keep me in mind and shoot me a message if you know something coming up in the spring or summer. And you never know, I might be able to plan a road trip where I can hit 2 or 3 at once. So that is something I'd like to do, of course, is get myself out there more physically and not just online. I love being online, don't get me wrong, but I also want to be out there physically too. So I've got I'm going to be talking to Barnes and Nobles in Valencia and Bakersfield to do a book signing there. They are close by, so, and I've done one there before, so though they know me, and I'm going to be doing that next year too. And Renee is here. Hello, Renee. How are you? Good to see you. I've been on for about 30 minutes. You can always watch the replay, but enjoy those grandchildren. I had mine here when was it? The Saturday before. We spent the weekend together the week before Christmas, and then they came, but we celebrated with my son's family on Saturday before Christmas. So for us, Christmas came early. It was a lot of fun. We had a big turkey dinner and open gifts, of course. So that was our main Christmas, was on Saturday before Christmas. And then Sunday, what did we do Sunday? I think Sunday we went for a 200-mile motorcycle ride. I took the trike, Gordon took his bike, and we were exhausted by the time we came home. That is the longest time I've ridden my bike in one day. But they opened up what we call Highway 33. It's been closed due to mudslides for over a year. And we saw that it was finally open. It goes all through the mountains. It's a beautiful ride. So we took that. And it's a 200-mile ride. But we enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun, but boy, was I tired by the time we got home. And then Christmas Day was a nice, quiet day. We went and saw some friends. And then we went on the quads and went target practice. So that was fun. So that's what we did. So Christmas was Saturday for us. It did come early. Let's see. Tommy is here. Good evening, Tina Hogan. Good evening, Tommy. Yes, it was a long ride. And there is a New Year's Day ride. I think it's Monday, New Year's Day. Yes, it is. But I'm not going on that one. I think Gordon's going to go because I have to work. I have to go off the hill and do some work. So unfortunately, I have to work New Year's Day. But I told him to go ahead and go. It's the Harley Davidson store, actually, where we bought the trike from. They invited us for the ride, but I can't go. I have to do some work. But I told him to go ahead and go and send me some pictures. Renee says, we are having Christmas tomorrow with my daddy and siblings, and then I can rest, except we will have 2 granddaughters until Wednesday. Well, enjoy your time tomorrow. I hope your daddy's doing better. I heard that I read somewhere that he was in rehab, so I hope he's doing okay. Give him a hug from me and enjoy your family tomorrow. That sounds like a fun day. So that is what's been going on. As far as the group goes, everything looks great in the group. It's actually quite busy, and I have a hard time keeping up with a lot of the posts. So I'm not being rude if I don't reply or comment a lot on some of the posts. I just go in there, and it's like, because I don't go in during the day. I go in at night, and sometimes there's a lot for me to catch up on. And then the other thing, too, is if I start commenting, we know how Facebook works, so put me in jail. So I kind of space it out. And sometimes they just see me do a like, and it's because I don't want to end up in jail. But I do read all the comments. I do read all the posts, and every one of you are just brilliant in the group, and you're so active and you're so supportive of the group. So I really appreciate that. But I try to stay out of, one of my rules is I try to stay out of the group during the day. I schedule posts for every day to keep you guys entertained, should I say. And Karen does a great job too, posting, and to keep the group active and to keep you updated on what's going on with me. But you'll find me in there usually after 5 o'clock my time, because if I go in there sooner, then my day is over with. I love the group. I love interacting with the readers. I love seeing all the comments, but I really have to watch myself when I go in there. But the group is doing spectacular. We're almost at 3,900 members, which is fantastic. And I'm sure when we reach 4,000 members, look for a giveaway and a celebration, because that'll be a fantastic milestone. And you have all contributed to that milestone. I started this group, I believe, 4 years ago. So how it's grown and how it's just a fun place to be. The readers are brilliant. It's like one big happy family. You're very supportive, not just of me and my work, but all the authors that come in, spend time, do takeovers, do giveaways. You're just brilliant. And the only thing I ask that if you win a book, whether it be from me or any other author, please, acknowledge your giveaway, your prize. And after you've won the book, leave a simple review. It doesn't have to be a long, detailed reviews. A lot of people don't like reading reviews. I understand that. But the reviews really help authors. It does help authors in algorithms. It helps authors when readers are deciding whether to buy the book or not. And whether you're on Amazon, Goodreads, wherever you do reviews, it could just be on Facebook or the social media platform that you prefer to hang out on. But just, keep that in mind after you've read the book. Leave a simple review. Let other readers know, hopefully, that you enjoyed it. Okay. Cows, it's amazing to have so many members. It is. Hi, Dana. I didn't see you earlier. Hi, Dana. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. And Kathy, yes, the group is growing. I am super pleased with the group. And I've said this many times before. I could not maintain the group the way it's run without Karen's help. Karen is amazing. She is my right arm. She just watches, over me as far as the group goes. If I forget to post something, she's immediately messaging me and say, hey, so-and-so didn't show up, or if there's a problem in the group, she lets me know. She is on top of it. She's brilliant. She takes care of the author takeovers. That's a huge relief for me. She schedules the authors. She reaches out to the authors when it's time for their takeover. So I just have to give a huge thank you to Karen Wright, who is the admin in the group. And Kathy says, I love Karen. She's just great. And Renee, thank you so much. I am so proud to be a member. Dana said, oh, she was in. Okay, so you were the one that said Facebook. You were the one that couldn't see the name. Okay. And I say this over and over again. I wish StreamYard would show me your names in the group. There's supposed to be a button there that says, allow StreamYard to see your name, but it's not working because most of you just switch over to my author page. So I don't know how to fix that, or if it's just a glitch on StreamYard's end, but it hasn't been working for a long time. So that is what's going on in my life. I do want to say that I will be in the group for a little bit on my birthday. I'm going to be doing some little birthday celebrations and maybe a giveaway of 2. I've decided what I'll be doing, but I have to celebrate somehow in the group. So that will be going on in the group on December the 31st. What I do like to do when I'm looking at the time, we're good for time. Everyone good for time? What I do like to do when I come on live once a month is just give you a little insight to my reading and read a little chapter from you. And I just pick a random book and a random chapter, but I do make sure I'm not giving too much away. So what I've decided to read from today is The Reunions. I've not read from this book in a long time. And I also like doing these live reads because I don't get to read my book too often after it's been published. Only when I do a live read like this do I get to read my book. So it's like, I haven't read anything from The Reunions in a while. So I thought I'd read you just a short chapter. But first of all, I need a cup of tea. Hold on. Cheers. So I thought I'd read from this. This is book 3 of the Tammy Mallory trilogy. And I think many of you have read the Tammy Mallory trilogy, so I hope you don't mind listening to me read a short chapter if you've read the book. If you've not read the book and you plan on reading the book and you like to read the book from the beginning with no spoilers, you might want to mute my live read. But if you don't mind, because by the time you get to book 3, you've probably forgotten about the chapter I read anyways. And it's just a very short chapter. It doesn't give too much away. But I like to do this just to give, I think it's fun, whether you've read the book or not, just to listen to a little chapter from a book I've read. For those that have never read any of my books, it gives them a little insight on whether or not they think about in the future picking up one of my books, or maybe they want to pick up the reading. But it's just something I like to do, and I think it's fun. So this is the Reunions. It's book 3, short chapter. I'm going to read chapter 2 of the Reunions. I haven't read this in a long time, so I read the first couple of paragraphs before I came live just to make sure, to see how long the chapter was. It's about, 5 pages, but that's good. And in the beginning of the Reunions, chapter 2, Tammy, and you all know that Tammy is me, is still fishing. So this is chapter 2 of the Reunions, and I'm just going to drop you right in there. Nighttime came quickly, and they did the rest of the crossing to the mainland, guided by the stars. Tammy and Dwayne took turns driving while one of them hunkered down in the cabin with Matt. His lip was healing nicely, and he didn't seem to be in any pain. By the time they tied up to the marina dock, it was nearing 4 a.m. Sunday morning. There was no time to rest. They wanted to be back at the island by tomorrow morning, which meant they would have to leave that afternoon. With the 8-hour time difference between America and England, Tammy knew it was a good time to call her mom. She checked on Matt and saw he was still sleeping. Dwayne was on the deck. I'm going to call my mom, she said. Dwayne smiled from the back of the boat while tying fenders to the stern. Oh, good. I'm eager to hear if she likes my idea. I'm sure she will, Tammy said as she stepped off the boat and headed to the phone booth. After feeding the coin box a ton of quarters, she finally heard the foreign ringtone of an English phone. After 3 rings, her mom picked up. Hello, she said in a thick British accent. Hey, Mom, it's Tammy. Tammy instantly picked up on the smile in her voice. Tammy, what a pleasant surprise. Is everything okay? How's my grandson? Like always, she answered the call with many questions, but never gave Tammy a chance to answer any of them. Tammy couldn't blame her. Months passed since she last talked to her. Everything's fine, Mom. We just got back from fishing. Matt is fine, too. You're still fishing, eh? Are you sure you like it, Tammy? Her mom asked. Tammy laughed. It was another favorite question of hers. I love it, Mom. I wouldn't do it if I didn't. Listen, I need to make this quick. I only have a few more quarters. After the season ends, we're going to look for a house to rent. Her mother's tone turned sharp. Well, it's about time. I don't know how you can all live on a boat. And doesn't your boyfriend have a son too? Yes, he does, but he doesn't live with us. Anyway, Mom, listen, she said, rushing her words. Suddenly, a recorded voice interrupted her. Please deposit $1.75 to continue this call. God damn it, Tammy barked as she fed more quarters into the phone. Mom, you there? Yes, I'm here. Listen, Mom. Tammy couldn't help but smile as she spoke her next words. How would you like to come over next year and watch Matt at the house? We plan on getting while Dwayne and I go fishing. Her mom didn't hesitate to answer and squealed into the phone. Oh, Tammy, I would love that. Are you serious? Tammy laughed. Her mom's reaction was all that she had hoped for. Yes, Mom, I'm serious. You would help us out a lot, and I love the idea of you and Matt bonding while we are away. Will I get to see Donna too? Her mom questioned. I'll make sure of it, okay? Look, I'm out of quarters. We're heading back out later today. I'll call you when we get back in. And I'll also write to you and explain all the details. I love you, Mom. I love you too. Tammy, be careful out there on the ocean. I will, Mom. Bye. Tammy hung up the phone and skipped back down to the boat to find Matt awake and eating cereal at the table. The engine hatch on the deck was open, and Dwayne stood at the edge, wiping his hands on the towel. Everything okay? She asked while looking down at the engines. Yeah, just checking everything before we leave again. Tammy inched closer to him and gave him a peck on the cheek. You are so thorough. I always feel safe with you, even 60 miles out at sea, she told him, followed by a loving smile. Gotta take care of my sweetheart, Dwayne said, before climbing down between the two engines. Tammy leaned over to talk to him. I called my mom, and she is super excited about watching Matt. I knew she would be. Dwayne looked up and wiped his forehead, leaving a smear of oil on his brow. That's great. I think it'll all work out. I do too. It's a brilliant idea you have. Tammy glanced over at the cabin and saw Matt was still eating. After Matt had finished his breakfast, I'm going to pack his clothes and backpack for school and drop him off at Louise's in your truck. That way I can go down to LA and get the bait. Sounds good. I'll take the Baywitch over to the fuel dock and fill her up. And then I'll take the little boat over and fill her up too. When you get back, we'll go grocery shopping. I want to be out of here no later than 2 this afternoon if we can. Okay, I'll be back as soon as I can. I'll see you later. Love you. Love you too, Dwayne hollered with his head buried next to the engine. An hour later, Tammy was on the freeway heading to LA, where she would hit up the fish market for their fish scraps, which made excellent bait. She would also buy 1,000 pounds of frozen mackerel. All the guys at the marketplace knew her and made it a habit to save her scraps. Tammy was pleased that it didn't take her much time to collect 8 barrels of fresh bait. After making her last stop where she purchased the mackerel, she noticed she was low on gas and pulled into the gas station before getting on the freeway. After paying for the gas and a couple of much-needed coffee, she headed back to the truck to pump the gas. She looked over at her truck and saw a middle-aged man wearing jeans, a black jacket, and a black baseball hat walking around her truck and looking under the rear bumper. Tammy hesitated before approaching the stranger, knowing she was not in the best part of town. As she drew closer, she made her presence known. "Hey, can I help you?" she said with an edge to her voice. Startled by her sudden appearance, the man quickly stepped away from her truck. Tammy looked at his hands for any weapons. There was none. But she noticed he was wearing a wedding ring and felt less threatened by him. His eyes were wide when he spoke, and there was a slight tremble to his voice. "Yeah, did you know there is blood dripping from the back of your truck?" Tammy sensed uncertainty in his voice and chuckled to herself. Feeling a little mischievous, she messed with the guy and bent down to look under the truck. "Oh dear, there sure is," she said with narrowed eyes and a straight face. The guy took another step back and glanced at a silver SUV at a nearby pump. Tammy assumed it was his. "So what do you have in there?" the guy asked with his eyes still wide. Tammy folded her arms and leaned back against her truck, giving him a devious smile. "Wouldn't you like to know?" The guy's jaw dropped and his eyes grew to twice their size. Fear masked his face. "Never mind. I have to get to work. Have a nice day," he said in a rushed voice, as he raced over to his car without looking back. Tammy laughed to herself. The poor guy probably thought she was some wife that had just killed off her husband. Then she had a troublesome thought. "Shit, I hope he doesn't call the cops and give them my license plate number." She wondered she went a little too far, making a joke about the barrel's fish blood leaking. The look on his face was well worth it. It was priceless. Tammy chuckled. He'll probably be talking about the crazy lady at the gas station for years to come. She didn't see him write anything down and assumed he probably just wanted to get away from her as quickly as possible. Tammy still had a smirk on her face when she arrived back at the boat. She found Dwayne on the deck of the Baywitch, making room for the bait. "Well, you look happy," Dwayne said as he picked up some tools and set them on the dash. "How did it go with the bait? Any problems? I worry about you going down there by yourself. It's a pretty rough neighborhood." "Oh, I'm fine. I can take care of myself. I told you I wanted to go on my own last time we came in. That way we can get everything done quicker. But I think I scared the crap out of a poor guy at the gas station." Dwayne laughed before he even heard the story. "Oh, crap. What did you do now?" Tammy walked up to him, wrapped her arms around his waist, and gave him a peck on the lips. Dwayne pulled her in and swayed her from side to side as she spoke. "Well, he asked me why there was blood dripping from the back of the truck. I knew it was bait, but to him it probably looked pretty suspicious. He looked scared too," Tammy laughed. "So what did you tell him?" "Well, I didn't tell him what it was. I just asked him with a devious smile, wouldn't he like to know what it was?" Tammy cracked a laugh and tossed back her head. Oh, you should have seen the look on his face. He looked petrified. Dwayne gasped. "You didn't. Oh, that poor guy." "I know, but I couldn't resist. It's the devil in me. What can I say?" After sharing the story and having a few more laughs, Dwayne and Tammy spent the next hour and a half unloading the bait from the truck, carting it through the boatyard on a dolly, and stacking it on the Baywitch. Out of breath and winded, they took a 30-minute break before going to the market to buy their groceries for their 5-day trip to the island. By 2:30, they untied the boat from the dock, and they were heading back out to sea. If all goes to plan, they should reach the island early Monday morning when it was still dark, which would give them time to rest for a few hours. They would spend Monday and Tuesday moving and baiting the gear before the first day of the season began on Wednesday. And because it was the opener, Louise had agreed to watch Matt an extra day. But Tammy had a doubt things would go smoothly. Something always happens that derails their plans. She just wondered what it would be this time. So that's chapter 2. A little insight on how mischievous I was back in the day. I hope you enjoyed it. But I enjoyed reading that. I haven't read that chapter in a while. So I hope you enjoyed it. Barbara says, that was funny about the blood dripping from the truck. Thank you for reading. It was really funny. We often think about that story because the look on the guy's face was just priceless. I honestly think he thought I was a crazy lady. I really do. What came over me to do that and say that? I don't know. I just couldn't resist. What can I say? But it's one that stuck out there. Carol says, thank you for reading. Virgie says, enjoys. Thanks for the live read. And Connie is here. Hello, Connie. Glad you're here. Thank you for joining me. So this is my last live chat for this year, for 2023. Connie says, you crazy. No, Darlene says, thank you. So I want to take the opportunity while I think about it, because it's on my mind, just to wish each and every one of you a happy new year on 2024. This has been a crazy year, not just some things going on in my life, but just worldwide. And I really hope that 2024 gets better. It's better, 2024. As far as the world goes, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to get into politics or anything like that. I will not go there, but I want the world to get back to some normalcy. Normal. I want to be normal. I want the world to be normal. It's not really normal right now. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. But let's hope that 2024 is a great year for every single one of us. Barbara says, wishing you and Gordon a happy new year. And whatever goals you're setting for yourself for next year, whether it be books you're reading or travels, whatever goals you're setting for yourself, Elaine says, amen. I hope you reach them. Speaking of reading goals, did you set a goal for reading books this year? And will you surpass it? Or did you surpass it? Or will you reach it? I personally do not set a goal for my reading because my reading time is so limited. I'll be lucky if I read, 20 books in 1 year. I have no idea how many books I've read this year, but it's nowhere near that some of you have reached. But I'm just curious. Put in the comments if you've set any goals, how many books you've read up to date. If you keep count, many people don't keep count, and that's, totally fine too. But I know some of you do keep track and you do set goals. And I'm just curious how many books you've read this year and if you surpassed your goal or if you're going to reach it. And I see one right here. Virgie has read 247 books. I've read 247 books, read 235. Wow. That's amazing. Congratulations on that. That is a lot of books. Congratulations. Barbara, I set a goal of 160. I'm at 165 now. I slowed down when I lost my pup. I am so sorry for your loss. And that's understandable, but still, 160, 165. Incredible. Carol, and there's no race. It is no race at all. I just get fascinated by how much you read and how much you support authors. That's why I like to see numbers. My goal was 52, and I read. You doubled. You over doubled. You doubled, over doubled. 52, yeah. 120. Congratulations, Carol. And Karen says, oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Karen says, Goodreads helps me keep track. I set it up at 10 a year and read. Excellent. Good job. And Elaine, my goal is 100, but 153. Wow. And you got 2 more days to go, Elaine. So you might get another one under your belt. Fantastic. And thank you for supporting all the authors, all these books you read. You're supporting all these authors and leaving the reviews. And it's because of all of you that we write. You share our books, you share our work, you talk about our books, and you give me, inspiration to write and keep writing. So I want to thank each and every one of you for that too. And Connie says, wishing you and Gordon, oh, it was right there a minute ago. There it is. And Gordon, a great new year. Thank you. So my next chat, I tried to do these the last Friday of the month, and I apologize for last week. I wanted to come on before Christmas and just wish everybody a Merry Christmas and all that good stuff. But my internet has just been horrendous this week. It finally got stabilized a couple of days ago, so I guess they've been working on it. But I was so sad when I had to cancel my chat last week. I hardly ever do that, so I apologize for that. I didn't want to, but I had no choice. But I'm glad that I was able to come on today. But I do like to do this once a month and usually keep it to the last Fridays of the month. So I look forward to these. I look forward to hanging out with you. Here's another number. Janet said, between my son and I, we have read 278 books on KU. Wow. Congratulations to you and your son. That's incredible. Fantastic. So it'll be at the end of next month. I do have a chat with authors. My Cuppa and Nata will be starting that up again. I didn't have one on Monday the 25th because, of course, it was Christmas Day, so we had no scheduled chat. So I have missed my Cuppa and Nata. It will be a month by the time we get going again, and that will be on January the 8th. Will be my next Cuppa and Nata, so I'll be looking forward to that. My apologies, but I do not have the author's name in front of me. So I don't. I had no notes for this chat. Usually I have a list of notes of things I wanted to talk about and bring up and point out, but I didn't do that. So, of course, I did. I remember her name's Chrissy, but I can't give you the last name because I can't remember it. I'm terrible. So she is going to be my author. She's a new author to me, so I'll be looking forward to meeting her and talking to her. That'll be Monday, January the 8th. And as always, I'll be posting about it in the group a few days prior to the chat, so you can schedule it and get ready for it. So that is coming up. What else? I have no notes. I'm going off the top of my head here. I can't think of anything else I need to talk about. The newsletter will be going out on January the 1st. That goes out the 1st of every month. If you haven't signed up for that, you can on my website, tinahogangrant.com. I think most of you belong to my newsletter, so thank you for that. And I think that no, there's no phone. Hold on. I'm muting husband. Sorry, Gordon. So that is it. Oh, Elaine says, my husband has read 55 books this year. Yay, Lawrence. Say hi to Lawrence. Fabulous. That is it, guys. All right, I am going to wrap it up. We're almost at the top of the hour. I will see you in the group. Thank you, everyone, for being here and for joining me and for hanging out with me. You're the best. I love you all. And a happy, 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 happy New Year, 2024. Let's make this a good year together. And I will see you in the group. Have a great night, everybody. Good night.